Would I be the asshole if I bluntly told my mom why I don't want my sister in my bridal party? My fiancé and I are engaged and have been discussing potential wedding ideas with our families. One of my mom's first questions was who the maid of honor was, and I informed her that I wasn't planning to have one and instead would be having my two male best friends since childhood on my side of the party as men of honor. My mom encouraged me to consider adding my only sister to the wedding party for her FWIW. She is not financially contributing to the wedding. I kind of brushed this off, but we don't even have concrete wedding plans yet and she keeps bringing it up. I do not want my sister in my wedding party because I feel like I was completely ignored in childhood due to my sister. I felt invisible next to my sister and had very low self-esteem. Our entire lives revolved around my sister's cheerleading, her drama with friends and boys. It was all that was talked about in our household. My parents paid zero attention to me and were completely wrapped up and consumed by my sister's life. As we got older into our later teen years, my sister had some drama with my father and has since become estranged from him. At my grad school graduation, my sister had refused to get in a family photo with my father and what was supposed to be my celebratory dinner after the ceremony ended before we even ordered anything because my father was crying in the restaurant over it. My sister and I get along reasonably well as adults, but we certainly aren't close, and I feel like I am still harboring a lot of mental trauma relating to my sister in the past. Because of this, I don't want her in my wedding party. I don't want yet another day centered around her when it should be about me and my fiancé. I'm really getting to a breaking point over it, with my mom repeatedly bringing up wanting her in the wedding party. Would I be the asshole if I just bluntly brought up these examples and told her that the answer is no and she needs to stop bringing it up? Not the asshole. Sister or not, MOH should be someone close to you. In this case she isn't. If it's brought up again, firmly tell your mom no and that you will not be speaking about it anymore. Not the asshole for not wanting sister in the wedding party. I wouldn't bother with the reasoning. Mom's not going to listen to criticism of the golden child from the scapegoat. That always falls on deaf ears or gets flipped back onto the scapegoat being an unreasonable age. Fam no is about all you'll be able to get through to her. When your mother gets married, she can have her daughter in the wedding party. There are only TWO people that need to be happy that day, and it is you and your fiancé. So you have who you want in the wedding party. And no WIBTA if your mom brings it up again and you explain to her why. Info if you don't mind answering: why does your sister have an estranged relationship with your father? Is it a valid reason? Not the asshole. Your wedding, you get to choose. If your sister asks why she wasn't included, it might be a good opportunity to have a discussion in the hopes of mending a bridge. Not the asshole, but the real problem are your parents, not your sister. Feels messed up you're hating on her for your parents ignoring you, and it seems like she didn't even love the attention. Have you considered elopement? I have a feeling no matter if your sister is in the wedding or just attending, the event will somehow be impacted by her. Not the asshole. If your mom wants to get married again, she can have your sister. It's your wedding. You could have a dog as your MOH over your sis. Not the asshole, but honestly, don't fall into the trap of trying to justify it. The wedding party is decided, and my decision is final, as it is my wedding. And make plans to make sure your mother, who seems to think she has more ownership than none over this wedding, does not have the access required to change your arrangements. Not the asshole, your wedding, your choice. I married about 16 months ago and didn't have my sister in the bridal reason. The reasons, compared to yours, are same but different. I don't regret anything about my day and would do it the exact same if I had the chance. Stick to your guns. All the best for the big day. Not the asshole, whatever the story is, it is your wedding and you do what makes you feel best. If your sister is mature, she will not question it. Your mother, on the other hand, needs to be educated by you about what will make you feel happiest during your wedding. Not the asshole. I believe open communication is always the best policy. You have always been in your sister's shadow, and now it's time for you to be in the spotlight. Your mother needs to know exactly how you feel and that she needs to forget about you including your sister in the wedding party. Not the asshole no is a complete sentence. Not the asshole. I feel that you have the right to choose your wedding party, and if you don't want your sister in it, then she shouldn't be in it. I would take a few moments to write down your thoughts so you can express them to your family in person, and expect some backlash and gaslighting about how it wasn't that bad or but family first etc. Just say your feelings, and be prepared to grey rock or temporarily silence your phone. Not the asshole. My wife had the same fight for weeks leading up to the wedding. If your mother asks again, just use my wife's quote, "No mom, I only want people with me that want to see me happy. I've made an exception for you so dad will be happy, that's enough." Then walk away. Not the asshole. Your mum needs to stop badgering, it's not her wedding. Not the asshole. If your mother isn't contributing to the wedding, she has no say. I think you would be justified in telling her why, but with this history, she may not be ready to accept what you're saying. On another note, if family photos are this much of a problem, you may have to think carefully about your wedding photos. Your sister could potentially cause another drama. Not the asshole. Just say no. Considering your family history, there is absolutely no reason you should ask your sister. The bride should be happy and confident on her day. As a wise man once said, I got blood who ain't family and I got family who ain't blood. It sounds like your sister falls into the former. Not the asshole. In fact, it sounds like bluntly bringing this up with your mother is long overdue. Do not bring up the examples. That's just stirring the pot. Tell your mom, "Mom, this is my and my fiancé's wedding. All choices and decisions are ours. I won't be having anyone other than Sam and Joe standing up for me. This discussion is closed. Please don't bring it up again." Deal with the trauma in therapy, not by dredging things up with your mother. YTA if you bring up the examples. Not the asshole for not wanting your sister in your bridal party. WIBTA. Your attendants are entirely your choice. Also, if your sister is still estranged from your father, that just adds even more potential for yet another celebration of your life to get lost in your sister's world drama. You're entitled to a happy, joyful wedding day without having to worry about their estrangement. Not the asshole for whatever choice you make, it is your wedding after all. I would just factor in how your decision would affect your relationship with your mom, sister, and possibly other members of your family. And I mean from feelings of your side of the relationships, not theirs. Not the asshole. Your wedding. You get to choose who stands with you on your big day. Period. No is a one-word sentence. Tell your mother that your wedding is not about your sister and she will not be in your wedding party. Please stand up for yourself and tell your mother to back off. Nta. Not the asshole. X200B. Your mom is an AH for making it necessary. Tell her to stop asking. Not the asshole. Tell your mom no. Don't bother arguing with her or explaining yourself, it won't get you anywhere. If your mom keeps pushing it, simply say, "I've already answered you on this and will not be discussing it further." Then change the subject. Do it every time she brings it up. Side note, you don't have to have any reason for not wanting your sister in the wedding party. You do not have to justify your decision. You owe no one an explanation. Don't forget that. Not the asshole, but no reason will make your mom happy. Better to just say no and leave it at that. Don't engage over it again. If she keeps asking, I've already given you an answer. Not the asshole. Your mom knows what the deal is and can't help herself. Her favoritism is pathological after so blunt, and don't cut her any hair to back the F off. Not the asshole, but you need to tell her no. No mom, I will not be having her in my wedding. Dad will be invited and I will not let her or you make my wedding about her. I wouldn't get any reasons because then they'll have stuff to argue with you about. Just say it's not the plan and ignore. You're likely to be called an unreasonable anyway, don't give them any further reasons or narrative to. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Your wedding, your guests, if you want zero drama and your father at the wedding, I 10,000 agree with you in not inviting her. If she really wanted to and could 10 billion guarantee she wouldn't kick up a fuss, then I'd consider inviting her, but I think you already know what the safest option is for your big day. Your mom pressuring you to invite your sister sounds like she still views your sis as the golden child. Tell your mother your decision is final. And congratulations on your upcoming